LPG prices have risen once again from June 1, adding fresh financial pressure on restaurants, hotels, caterers and thousands of businesses that depend on cooking gas for their daily operations. Well, the latest revision has increased the price of a 19-kilogram commercial LPG cylinder by Rs 42 in Delhi, taking the retail price to Rs 3,113.50. Well, in Kolkata, the hike is even steeper, with prices rising by Rs 53.50 to Rs 3,255.50 per cylinder. The cost of 5-kilogram free trade LPG cylinders has also gone up by Rs 11, bringing the price in Delhi to Rs 821.50. While commercial users face higher fuel expenses, domestic consumers have received some relief as household LPG cylinder prices remain unchanged, despite ongoing volatility in global energy markets. And the government's decision to keep domestic cooking gas prices stable comes at a time when fuel costs across several categories have been witnessing upward revisions. And the latest increase is part of a much larger trend. At the beginning of the year, a 19-kilogram commercial LPG cylinder in Delhi cost around Rs 1,691.50. And since then, prices have climbed sharply through multiple revisions. February saw a hike of Rs 49, followed by another increase of Rs 115 in March. And the biggest shock came in April when commercial LPG prices surged by nearly Rs 993 per cylinder. And after remaining elevated in May, prices have now increased once again in June, resulting in a near doubling of commercial LPG cost within just 5 months. And the impact is being felt across major cities, as commercial LPG cylinder now cost Rs 3,024.50 in Mumbai, Rs 3,232 in Chennai, Rs 3,294 in Hyderabad and Rs 3,322 in Patna, making fuel expenses a growing concern for commercial establishments nationwide. The LPG price hike comes shortly after a series of increase in other fuels. Compressed natural gas prices have risen by Rs 2 per kilogram in Delhi and nearby regions, taking the rate to Rs 83.09 per kilogram. And this marks the fourth increase in less than 2 weeks, with cumulative hikes of Rs 6 per kilogram since mid-May. Petrol and diesel prices have also moved higher in the recent weeks, increasing by over Rs 7 per litre in multiple revisions. And for businesses that rely on both transportation and cooking fuel, all these rising costs are creating significant operational challenges. And according to the industry sources and government officials, the sharp rise in commercial LPG prices is linked to disruptions in global energy supply chains. Ongoing tensions in the Middle East, particularly around the Gulf region, have affected the movement and availability of energy supplies, driving up international LPG prices. And India remains heavily dependent on the Gulf for imports of crude oil, natural gas and LPG, making domestic markets vulnerable to geopolitical developments. And in order to address concerns over supply security, the government has intensified efforts in order to strengthen fuel reserves and improve inventory management. Officials from the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas have stated that oil marketing companies have been directed in order to maintain LPG reserves equivalent to at least 30 days of consumption. Plans are also underway to expand strategic crude oil storage capacity, and government officials have also assured citizens that there is no shortage of LPG, petrol or diesel in the country. And all the refineries are reportedly operating at optimum levels, and domestic LPG production has reached record highs. India currently produces around 50,000 to 52,000 metric tons of LPG per day, while daily demand stands at approximately 72,000 metric tons, and the remaining requirement is met through imports. Authorities have also indicated that the backlog in LPG deliveries has reduced to around 4.5 days, reflecting improvements in distribution efficiency. And at the same time, unusual spikes in fuel demand have been reported in several regions. While some of the increase is linked to seasonal agricultural activity, bulk purchases have also contributed to higher fuel consumption. Government data shows overall fuel sales growth exceeding 30%, with some districts recording more than 100% growth in petrol sales. And in order to prevent hoarding and diversion of fuel supplies, enforcement agencies have carried out nearly 6,500 inspections across the LPG distribution networks over the past few days. And all these operations have resulted in multiple FIRs, arrest and the seizure of illegally stored petroleum products. And for businesses, however, the immediate concern remains the rising cost of commercial LPG. Restaurants, hotels, cloud kitchens and catering services rely heavily on these cylinders, and every increase directly impacts operating expenses. And many establishments may now be forced to either absorb the additional cost and accept lower profit margins or pass the burden onto the consumers through higher prices. And as global energy markets continue to face uncertainty and supply risk remain elevated, commercial users may have to prepare for an extended period of higher fuel cost. While domestic consumers remain protected for now, the latest LPG price hike serves as a reminder of how international developments can quickly influence everyday business expenses and contribute to broader inflationary pressures across the economy. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.